So we said that today we'd start going over some ideas for promotions for restaurants. Now these are relevant for everybody, anywhere you are in the world, but really they're particularly relevant for Irish restaurants, because Irish restaurant has been spending so much time and so much effort over the last few months telling everyone that they're terrible value. So now you have an extra hurdle to get over. So the real reason is, why would someone go to eat out as opposed to maybe just having dinner at home? We'll get on to, in another one, we'll get on to the delivery services, the eat-in services, but we're assuming here that you want someone to come and visit your restaurant. Why do you want them to come and visit you rather than just making their own dinner at home? And really, they've got to give them a good reason, and you've got to sit down and work out what your story is. People want to have some sort of event or feel that they're experiencing something, so you've got to give them a reason. If they think, like I said, they think you are having, or that you are particularly bad value because that's what you've been telling them, you've now got that extra hurdle. You have to make it really extra special. So what's your story? Now this can be a dramatic story. This can be, it doesn't matter where you are, you can still have a dramatic story. There's a client of mine down in Lahinch, and it's, he has a restaurant called Randaddy's. Now he's a Canadian guy. He's been living in Lahinch for about 8 years, but he's travelled the world, and his tagline is the taste of adventure. Now, just a couple of weeks ago, just before Christmas, he actually went to Kenya, videoed the whole thing, and he's got a series going up on Facebook that that shows his travels and going out, finding new tastes, new things to bring back. Now, that's probably an extreme level. You don't have to do that, but you do have a story. The story is, why did you set up the restaurant? What led you into being a chef? What is it about the premises that's so special? What is it about the food that's so special? You can make a story around any of that, and then you can put that in your promotions, in your advertising, and just give that's the reason for someone to come to you, because you have a story, because there's something to tell them. And that can be reflected in the decor, in in any number of ways. If you look at what's Ballymaloe, I mean, that's a nice place and all that, but their story is that they've got the fresh local produce. That's something that's very powerful. If you're going to have fresh local produce, you can, that's a reason for people to go. If you have very unusual types of food, that's another reason, but you've got some sort of a story, some hook to sell it on. So look, I want to keep it quick. I'm in a rush today, so I'll keep it quick, but that's the first thing. Think about that, and then we'll get into, how you can play off that in social media, and in promotions and other ideas. So hopefully that'll get you started thinking, and we'll talk probably Monday. Okay.